One lovely TerraChunks evening, and I'm on my way home, just having a nice flyabout. There's the Spruce Fortress. Can't wait to get home, crawl into my comfy bed, see what's new with the world. And when I get home, I realize something very, very important. I have a guest. It's Sam. So I say, "Hey Sam, what's going on? Is there anything I can do for you?" And Sam said,
Hey Q, hoe gaan we redstone krijgen?
and then he said again,
Hey Q, hoe gaan we redstone krijgen?
this time I could understand him because I could read the captions. I said, "Oh, Sam, I'll have to think about that. I'll have to think about that long and hard. Give me about 5 seconds." And it finally came to me. I know where we're going to get redstone. Maybe not where you think we will. So last season, on TerraChunks server, I dug a huge perimeter. Not huge. 160 by 160. It wasn't a great giant perimeter, but it was a perimeter. It was a lot of work. Around a witch farm, I made this beautiful witch farm. It was fantastic. Very effective. Gave me all the redstone I would ever need for both Sam and I. I don't want to dig another perimeter, but that's when I thought about it. There are 3 items that every Minecraft player in the history of the game ever gets way too much of, and 2 of those blocks are actually useful, and the 3rd, not so much. The first item that every Minecraft player ever gets that they always have so much of, way too much of, that they end up throwing away is cobblestone. There are very few instances for very few players where they have ever said, "Boy, I wish I had more cobblestone," because you just always have tons of cobblestone to the point where you throw a lot of it away. But at least it has a use. Cobblestone can be smelted into stone. You can build with it. There's a myriad things that you can do with it, but you do get tons of it. The next item that you always end up with too much of as a Minecraft player, no matter what your level is, let's ask Pook. What do you think, Pook? That's right, Pook. Grass seed. You always end up with tons of grass seed. At least grass seed has a couple of uses. You can plant it and grow wheat, which you can make into bread, which allows you to not starve to death. Not starving is a good thing. You can put it in a composter and make bone meal, which allows you to grow even more crops even more quickly. It has uses. You don't always have to throw it away. The 3rd item that you always, without fail, end up collecting too much of and ultimately just throwing most of it away because it has very, very limited use. Rotten flesh. Rotten flesh. What can you do with it? I thought when the composter came along that we'd be able to compost rotten flesh. You can compost seeds, fruits, and flowers, but you can't compost rotten meat. Makes no sense. But probably for the better, especially for this project. There are actually 1, 2, 3 things you can do with rotten flesh. 1, you can eat it, but that doesn't always turn out so well. Blah. 2, when Sam visits, you can throw it at him. But that doesn't always bode well either. But the 3rd and most important use for rotten flesh, you can trade it to weirdos, and they give you things of value for it. Let me demonstrate. Here we have loads of villager friends, volunteer employees in this fine establishment. And some of them are, they call themselves clerics. I call them weirdos, and here's why. These clerics will actually trade for rotten flesh. Rotten flesh. They will trade for rotten flesh. For rotten flesh. I don't know why. You can trade them rotten flesh. They will give you emeralds. What does that have to do with redstone, QDB? We're on a quest for redstone. You're just making things more difficult. No. That's the first step. Once you've traded your rotten flesh for emeralds, you can take those same emeralds, trade them back for plenty of redstone. Now, they start out at a price of 32, but you can get them discounted all the way down to 1 rotten flesh for 1 emerald, which makes redstone incredibly inexpensive. So how is one little cleric going to give you enough redstone for the entire season? That's the beauty of the plan. It won't be 1 cleric. I am going to build a trading hall just for clerics. All right, smart man. You seem to have all the answers, right? Yeah, I got some answers. I've got 1 or 2 answers. So where are you going to get all the rotten flesh to trade to the clerics, to get the emeralds, to trade to the clerics, to get the redstone? And how is just one cleric going to support that much redstone? Ah, that's the trick. I'm going to be building the cleric trading hall directly under this fine farm. This is a drowned farm. It's used mainly to get tridents. As a matter of fact, it was used almost exclusively to get tridents. The way this particular drowned farm is designed, all of the items that the drowned drop go into this chest except for the rotten meat, and they drop lots of rotten meat. The rotten meat goes into this dropper right here, which spits it all out. And if you look closely, I've already started. There are cobwebs directly under that dropper. Thank you, Logical Geek Boy. The cobwebs under the dropper keep every single item directly in a single line, and they will drop with pinpoint accuracy in one single spot. In a live stream yesterday afternoon, Sam actually helped me level this area out with sand, so I will be able to build the temple here. I've got a schematic of it. Just have to load that up and get it in place and then start building. Now, while Sam was kind enough to help me lay out all this sand and smooth over the area and get it ready and prepped, I did have to make some changes. I dug up a lot of the sand. And I actually had to expand the border a little bit as well. It turns out that the design of this temple, when it was built by the ancient order of weirdos or clerics, it looks like maybe they were trying to keep it just a little bit hidden from prying eyes. And that is what we're going to build right now. Well, so far, so good. Had to expand the border just a little bit more over there to the left side. Over there. Over one of these borders. And I've got all the lower redstone circuitry in place. And the floor is in place. And it's coming along. All right. So from here, let me do a quick rundown on how this bit of machinery works, because it's a little something extra special. So as you know, this Cleric Temple is built directly beneath the drowned farm. That's all the way up there. And when you go to the drowned farm, you hack up all the drowns to get the tridents, but also the rotten flesh, which will drop into That cobweb right there eventually end up in this hopper, and this is just a kind of a standard shulker loader. And then once these shulker boxes are full, they go into, normally they would go into a storage right here, but this particular time, the storage winds its way all the way down and loads into this dispenser right here. This shulker box will have some rotten flesh in it, and the moment I take out a bit of rotten flesh from this shulker box and it becomes empty, this comparator turns off, this redstone torch turns on, sends a signal into here, and this is a pulse generator, so that piston spits up. Just before this piston spits up, this piston drops down and starts a clock, which makes that dispenser start spitting, and the dropper down here, which you can barely see, also starts spitting, and that's where the emptied shulker boxes will be spat out into this water stream and then go back up into the shulker loader. The pulse that is shot from this pulse generator comes across through here, triggers this piston, and breaks that shulker box, which drops into that hopper, and as soon as there's a space available, this dispenser will dispense a new shulker box full of rotten flesh. Easy peasy, right? This is one of those things where I designed the circuit and then forgot how it worked. But I got it. It's all good. We're halfway there now. We're ready to roll. Let's finish building this thing. All right, so here it is. All built. Ready to roll. There's a few little tweaky details that are going to have to be done after it gets populated. And turns out that I had just a little stroke of luck while I was building it. It turned night one time while I was building, and a trainer decided to just go ahead and jump right in there. You can see him on the map. There he is. Hello, trainer. That's Albert. He's being shy. But he's all ready to train up the new recruits for when we get here, and that leads us to the next step. One of my least favorite tasks of all time, maneuvering villagers. And I've got to maneuver them from close to 1,000 blocks away. So let's do this. Let's see if I can pull this off without too much grief in my leg. In order to populate this Clerics trading hall, I have built a quick and dirty, and I mean literally dirty, villager breeder. And it's got some slight modifications. Normally with the villager breeder, you will have a storage area. This is just going to feed the villagers directly into their new employment area, as it were. And then once we've got it all filled up, then I can take all this down. It will be quick. It will be dirty. It should be effective. They are making babies. Did you hear that? Hello, new employee. Welcome to your new forever home. Ooh. You get 2 little buddies. There we go. That's what I was afraid of. I had a feeling that one would come along while I was trying to get out. All right, so I need to find my slabs. Get this fellow into a work position. Okay, you're now a cleric. You're one of the weirdos that trades for rotted meat. So get in the hole, or it gets the hose again. There we go. That's where you live now. Yay! That's your friend Albert. He'll be training you when you need trained. Here it is, all built, all populated, 18 clerics. 18 brand spanking new clerics, ready to trade rotten flesh for emeralds and emeralds for redstone. The only thing lacking is their training and customer service. Definitely can use some improvements. For instance, this guy right here wants to charge me 32 rotten flesh for 1 emerald. Come on, man, you can do better than that. On this side, these guys have been trained up a little bit. These are the training doors. Let the training doors down and Albert will come along and train them up. He's helping out this fellow right now. He's got a pretty good discount, but he can do so much better. So Albert, do your work. So Albert gives them a good training session and they look exhausted. The training is definitely rigorous. You look so tired, my man. You all look tired. So what we do to help them along, give them a little energy drink. There you go, enjoy. And a snack. And after a few minutes, they'll be feeling just as good as new. Now that is training. I think while my friends are recovering from their rigorous training, I'm going to go ahead and test out this machinery and make sure it does what it's supposed to. Now, if you remember, I should be able to empty this box out, and a new one should magically appear in its place. Haha, look at that. Beauty. Beauty. You gotta love when something works the way it's supposed to. Our first employee has fully recovered from his snack time and his energy drink after his rigorous training. Let's just see what his customer service looks like now. That's a much better price. 1 rotten flesh per emerald, as opposed to 2 rotten flesh per emerald like it was before. Well done. Well done, good employee. go ahead and get some redstone from you as well. Ah, let's see how you're feeling about the world now. Ah, what a good price. What a fantastic price that is. Well done. So that, in a nutshell, is the living, breathing, working, operating Clerics Temple Trading Hall. Yeah, they might be bizarre. They might be a bunch of weirdos. They might have different values for trades, or anything else for that matter, than you or I have. But it is effective, and it's the way I will be getting redstone this season. So that's going to wrap it up for this episode. Thank you for watching. Please make sure to subscribe if you've enjoyed, and leave a comment. I've tried some new edits in this one, so let me know what you think. Thanks. Bye.